What's going on, everybody? My name is Zai, and this is the Draconic Scene channel. And we are here on Space Engineers 1, checking out the new DLC, hopefully a little more successfully than our attempt last night. Uh, we are going to be starting a different save because I feel like somewhere in the mods that we picked yesterday, there was something that is not ready for public consumption after the update. So we are going to, I need to do something real quick. I'm not going to worry about setting up any public notifications today. To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure that they're really garnering a whole lot of attention. But I do need to fix the one sound setup. I think I've got that done now. Alright, so we're going to go into the star system. Offline, we're not going to put any mods on. Inventory size up to 5. Floating objects up to 256. Leaving all of that on. Realistic sounds. Medium on solar radiation. Turning off auto respawn. I'm not going to worry about progression. I'm not going to spawn with tools. We use the ones that are supposed to be in the ship. Let's set this down to 1,000. Not that I think it will matter. Food consumption, survival buffs, all that's going to stay on. We're going to turn off the Factorum for the moment because we won't be doing anything with them for a while anyway. We'll put reputation decay on slow. Random encounter we're going to leave on normal. These things we're going to leave alone. Disabling grid retrieval storage time. Enabling spectator camera. Scrap drops, stored items, in-game scripts. And front take and just keep the name simple. Look at that. I like simple. Okay. So let us fire this thing up. We're going to be doing a space start so that we can mess around with that new ship. We are here for 2 hours. 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is when we're going to end today because I have another medical appointment for today that I have to go to, so I've been sort of flooded with them as of late. All right. Somehow we got yellow again. Really? All right, first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna call it RXS. Let's get that into a nice purple, make it nice and rich. There we go. And actually, let's not do that emblem. Let's do that emblem. And we're going to call ourselves Royal Random Sons. Hey, Typhling, how you doing? Hopefully the microphone is better today than what it was last night. All right, and we will accept peace for people who want to give peace. Awesome. We are in the new ship for the Prosperity update. Trying to decide if I want to mess around with this thing any before I take off in the direction of a place. I did not get a I did this as a completely vanilla start, and I did not get a note to where go find a station. How about that? All right, let's figure out where this distress signal is. Maybe we'll get lucky. We'll either get lucky or we'll make an enemy. It's all right. I get it. Well, as far as our plan, I don't really have a, if I have one, it's not a good one. I'm sure of that. It is right there. I attempted this last night, as you saw, and it ended abruptly when we found that one of the mods I'd put in had corrupted the service terminal system. So I am, this is just a restart, and we're gonna see where it takes us. I'm gonna try to run this thing more salvage and economy than mining. I won't hesitate to mine if I need to, but I don't want that to be like the point of the, I mean, everybody's used to us drilling into the ground and into these rocks and whatnot. I don't want it to be another one of those streams. So we're gonna go out here and see what kind of trouble we can get into. I had to blow my nose real quick. I've got eyes on the I think we're gonna do this until we get some sort of an idea. Oh, what kind of distress signal did we start off with? Yeah, we're not gonna risk the ship on this. Depressurize. We're topped off. Let's see what they got going on over here. Oh, yeah. Already being shot at. All right. get a little bit closer. That was a little too close. Almost got shot in the back. Now I'm getting shot at by the other ship. Oh, dead. That's not good. Let's respawn on the kit. Of course it is. And what we're gonna do.
Fuel low. Energy low.
We're not gonna mess around with that anymore. We're just gonna try to get over here to the yeah, no, this isn't going to go good. Because of course they have perfect aim. And I can't even run. It's over. This is about to be a respawn. If I'm not mistaken, my food was in there. That was not the way I wanted to start that. You know, comes a point when you recognize that you're beat. That was just going to be a cycle of death after death after death. And I got stuck with the yellow pod again. I think their color spawning system is broken as well because this will be the 7th one I've spawned and every single one of them has been yellow. Did I at least get a... Nope. No station yet again. Character weapons. Let's at least get that on the bar. Let's head this way. We'll go see if we can hunt down one of the stations. I do have a tendency to say random things, especially when trying to be calm, cool, and collected. I'm not very good at that part. I'm actually normally pretty good at getting to the ships that are shooting at me, but I'm nowhere near my normal self right now. Between the complications from yesterday, the complications from Thursday, and doctor's appointments this morning, I'm just a little tired. Actually, I'm a lot tired, but I keep pushing on. Uh, So, hey, ads. Yeah, I attempted to start it last night, and I'd put a few quality of life mods on, and when I got to a point where I was trying to do something, one of the mods had corrupted the service terminal system, and so tried to fix it on my own. Yeah, this is SE1. This is for the Prosperity DLC that came out yesterday. We have a new space spawn. This is what the new spawn ship for space looks like from now on. Well, it can be up to 5 or 6 different colors, but apparently I only seem to draw the golden yellow. Now I'll be continuing SE2 tomorrow. Apparently we've got a event that has spawned nearby. I don't believe is going to be that one. Yep, hydrogen instead of ion. Doesn't have the engine or the H2O2, but you get a full tank of oxygen and a full tank of hydrogen. 2 of your engines are not complete, so that's kind of like an early on goal. And then this is the new inside cabin. It's got a vented control system instead of a double gate. Of course, the survival kit. On the outside, you got your cargo container there. Got mag plate down here on the bottom. Ore detector on the back. I do like that it starts with the ore detector. 1 battery instead of 2 because it's hydrogen. And the rest of it's pretty much decorative. So, oh, I vented myself instead of hitting the frickin' button. That's lovely. That's all right. I didn't die of lack of oxygen, so we're good. Oh, the only problem is I think I've spawned on this a total of like 10 or 12 times now, and each time I'm getting the same color, which is not supposed to happen, and I'm not getting the station GPS tablet. So we're literally just making a burn for Earth. Apparently we've got another random event. I will not be caught in that Hades down there. I'll see if I can't see what the event up here looks like. So I'm just cruising for Earth orbit to see if I can get lucky and spot the station. Try to run this a little more econ salvage and a little less drilling into every rock I find. Oh, I got a ship back behind us. Okay. I was expecting to be honest, I haven't put any brain power on any of the logos or banners or anything. Excuse me just a moment, folks.
Thunderstorm inbound.
All right, folks. Sorry about that. I had to handle something off camera for just a moment. As you can see, we have gotten a little bit closer to the Earth-like planet, but I still do not see the blue orb of the station. Uh, I still have not. I've stood up like 3 times to get the oxygen back on, and 3 times I failed to do it. That gives you an idea how I'm doing today. I'm wondering if it would be worth coming to a stop and dropping down towards the moon so that I have a chance of spotting either the one from the moon or the one of the ones in orbit here. Also a little concerned that they're, yeah, let's go ahead and stop real quick. Yeah, let's do that. Let's try to figure out the best direction to go here. I feel like I need to go report on the bug site or the bug channel on Keen that the, at least so far for me, quite a few of the only time I've gotten a station data pad was the very first one that I did after the DLC downloaded. And I haven't gotten one since for all of my attempts. And I mean, I've crashed and had to fully respawn and started brand new games. And so far, none of those have brought another pad. I guess if we get an unknown beacon, we can always go check it out and see if there's a turn in on board. That would give us a direction to go. I keep hoping that maybe I'll see the glow of the safe zone. Alright, so there is no, as far as I know, there is no like preset placement for stations. So it's not like I can set up any coordinates and just fly there and be okay. But at the same time, this is sort of like, you know, trying to find a D6 in all of space. And you started off 100 kilometers away before you even started looking for the D6. Beacon. What are the chances that that is a space pirate station? I mean, 16 kilometers away, I feel like we would see the glow. Let's come to a stop real quick. Yeah, no, that's moving. No thanks. I'm not armed. Given our run in with one of the factions earlier, and it didn't seem to matter what I did, they were still able to shoot me regardless of the motions I was making. Just don't think that that's a good idea. Though I am beginning to wonder if I need to start scouting for ores and just start building onto this thing. I wouldn't mind scraping back all of the armor like one piece at a time and replacing it with heavy armor. I'm just worried that there's not enough thrusters on board to support that kind of weight, especially if I have to go down on the planet. Which, you know, that's always a possibility. For those of you who missed it last night, I had the relative speed mod on and had not considered the speed I was at when I tried to come to a stop, and I slammed into the ground so hard that not a single block of the ship survived. Oh, we found the atmosphere. Ah, look at that. All right. Let's come to a stop and take a gander at what we got going on here. Still trying to spot that blue orb. Almost feel like the moon will be easier to find it at this point. Been a while since I pushed 200-300 kilometers on just inertia all in one go. Dang it. What part of I have no desire to go to the planet don't you get? And we're back out of it again. Maybe we'll just let it kind of cruise a little bit up at the same time for a few minutes. There we go. A little bit of course correction there. Let's see how this goes now. So earlier, Typhling was asking if I had a game plan for the day, and the answer is no. I have spawned in a new ship. I've flown around and taken a look at it, kind of gotten an idea what I might like to do with it, and picked a direction and went when I realized I didn't have a GPS to fly towards. And that has led to, you know, a needle flying through space. I'm beginning to feel like sometimes this is the equivalent of putting out a bed next to a river. Sometimes it's more peaceful when you're just flying in a straight line with nothing going on. Not sure that I would try to go to sleep to that sound though, because it'd be terrifying to slam into an asteroid because I wasn't in the pilot seat. really? Again? You really don't realize just how big the field of gravity is around this freaking planet until you try to, I have accidentally hit Earth on the way to the moon from Mars. And accidentally was being in ions that when I hit the atmosphere, I started trying to fix it then, and it just was not enough. It was a riding a bucking bronco all the way into the ground at 100 meters a second. Something that I have not lived down with some of my buddies that I play this game with. I'm the only person that they know that accidentally hits a planet. Yeah. I used to have a clip of the whole thing on my Twitch channel. I don't know if it's still there or not. I haven't checked in years. What is that? It is a distress signal. Okay, so let's come to a stop at 8 kilometers out. We can probably bypass, assuming that it's not falling towards the planet. Though I don't like the idea of having to fly 8 kilometers closer to the planet. I don't care if we have the ability to fight gravity or not, but it's kind of where it looked like it was coming from. I guess I should, when it bleeps, we'll look and see if it's going away from us. If it is, we already know its fate. It's going to sink down deep into the blimy blue, green, yellow, orange marble below. Where is... Yeah, it seems to be holding its own position. I think, we approach this thing gently as I speed up to 70 kilometers a second, or 70 meters a second. I can't help but feel like this is a bad idea. But hey, it's not fun if it's not troublesome, right? There's the distress signal. It's on a rock. Using up way more ice on this than I care to. Or not ice, but hydrogen. So we're going to turn those dampeners off for a moment. Let gravity be the thruster. It does look like there is a patch of ice on that rock though, so there is a hole in the rock. I think what we're going to do is we're going to park over here at this rock. You know, the rock next door. In theory, that's going to keep me from dying somehow. We're going to play peekaboo. Oh, there's definitely ice on that rock. Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit of a plan. Alright, so let's go play peekaboo. And let's get a little bit crazy, because why not? We'll go ahead and lock onto the rock. Turn off the thrusters. Would you turn? Thank you. Okay. Ugh, really? Alright, so let's just turn these old boys off. Okay, we do not risk the food. I have a little bit of materials so I can make tools if that goes completely sideways. We will depressurize. Save some hydrogen. Oh, that's right, we're in gravity. So I actually have to leave the frickin' thruster, or the, have to leave this on. Kadoop. Where's the sun? So if I want to get away from the sun, I got to come over here on the dark side of the rock. Okay, so now that we're over here, we'll let ourselves cool off because that was heating up awful fast. There's the let's go. This is going to be the crazy prospector, I bet. All right. Oh, that's not a good sign. Okay. Well, pretty sure I know what's going on now. This does not end. Oh, 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 oh. Respawn pod. Yeah, I might not survive this. I might not survive this at all. We'll see. We just kind of sneak around here. Run down inside the... Let's see how this goes. Okay, so that is not the Crazed Prospector event. That is going to be a leaking reactor. Need to think about this for a moment. Gee, it'd be awful nice if I had a drone right about now. Anyways, okay. So now we sit here and cool off for a moment because our approach did not go very well. I don't want to take the ship over there because if it explodes or it turns out there's a hostile thing, like we end up having to start over all over again. Now, I could try a Hail Mary kind of. If we do that, let's leave our weapon behind because it ain't going to do any good anyway. We'll just have to remake the basic tools. Okay, so if we try a Hail Mary kind of run, we go straight to the rock, right down the hole, try to get to whatever's leaking and destroy it as fast as possible. That little bit of color that was on the sidewall, I know that in the past they have used that as part of the like biohazard stuff, and a lot of those have warheads hidden in them. So this entire thing could be for naught if it goes incorrect. I'm sure everybody's probably already put that together. Not entirely sure why I had to go to the trouble of saying that. I'm just trying to decide, is it worth taking the ship over and dropping straight down in the hole? Oh, screw it. Control panel. Probably should group these up at some point. We'll just do it now. Thrusters on. Now that I know that it is unlikely that it's the crazed miner, which is a vehicle with a lot of Gatlings on it, which the armor of this thing cannot take. When does the exposure start going up? All right. So I will not be talking for the next couple of moments because I am going to go focus on trying to get down there without dying. So if anybody pops in and says hello, chat, if y'all would feel free to give them a good country welcome, please let them know that they are definitely wanted to be here, and I will try to make this entertaining and successful at the same time, though I make you no promises. Banzai! No, this is not going to go well. This is not going to go well. This is not going to go well. Crud. Industrial cockpit is damaged. We are... Uh...
Your health is low.
Okay, not going to worry about food. Just going to worry about health and energy. The only tools I have are down there. So we have to get those quickly and
Energy low.
stay away from the pods apparently. Because yeah, they're armed. I am guessing that they have a sensor on them somewhere. I just need to figure out where the source of the radiation is coming from. We want this pod. Okay.
Low health.
Okay. Still have not found the source of the radiation. I don't think it's the ship itself. I didn't see anything smoking. I didn't see any green smoke coming from it. Okay, let's put you in here. Let's go read what he had to say, because that maybe is a hint to what we need to know. Let's see how bad we're losing health. 2, 4. Okay. At first, my sensors picked up rare mineral traces from this lone asteroid. As I drew closer, readings became inconsistent and shifted each time I scanned it. I'll have to get closer. Closer inspection only confirms that this asteroid is riddled with cavities and network of tunnels. Today could get a lot more interesting. Thin walls. As I broke through a thin wall of the tunnel, my gas indicators went off, but only for a second. Might have been vibrations. Jolt shaking up the scanner. There is another wall up ahead, but also something else. There's something in the walls eating into it, a corrosion of some sorts. Okay. I think that we can all agree that we're not getting close enough to the kabooms to Oh, I forgot to cool completely off. What an idiot. Son of a gun. Ah, that was dumb. That was dumb. That was dumb. I'm going to have to eat one piece of food. I mean, we got some uranium out of it, so I'm not going to complain for that. Don't have any way to process it right now, but can always sell it. Okay. If I had if I had one of the anti-radiation pens, then yes, for 15 minutes. But unfortunately, I have not found. This is the first thing I have actually approached that. I mean, I can't even say it didn't kill me. It did. I'm just still here for some crazy reason. I'm wondering if I can get in there. Let's wait for the radiation to cool all the way off. Maybe if I grind back the cockpit and get into the cockpit down there, I don't think the cockpit will protect me. If it's something that's emanating radiation, that bleeds through. But maybe I can get down there and get the engines on, or maybe there's a rad pin somewhere in the inventory I can get to. That would buy me some time. I just feel like I need to wait as long as possible. So we're going to just sit here and chill for a moment and let this radiation back all the way off. I recognize it's probably not the most fun thing to watch at the moment, folks. I apologize, but got to take the hand that you're dealt, and that's why we're here. It would be kind of cool if I got the unknown signal that has the that looks like the little robot. I mean, I could probably make a drone just for these things out of his parts. All right, 9. All right, let's get ready to go crazy. Going straight to the cockpit, getting it ground back and healed up and getting in it. See what's going on. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Did I miss my turn at Albuquerque? No. There you are. Oh no. Oh no. That is unacceptable, sir. Yeah, that'll help a little bit. I hate to say it, but I think we grinding this one back. Dang it. I have lost track of my way. I'm gonna die down here.
Your health is low.
I'm aware of that, lady.
Health critical.
Boo.
Health low.
Okay. So the first dip down in here is just to go get our backpack and get back up here.
Fuel low. Energy low.
Our body should be just right around the bend here. Ooh, I died in an ugly way. Okay, so we get back up top. Okay. Let's get the parts of those thrusters next. Oh, we're gonna need this hydrogen. Because it's full. Iron, cobalt. And we are cooking again. Are we seriously going to die a second time from this?
Your health is low. Your health is critical. Your health is low.
Same thing. We slide down and go get the parts, come back and secure them, and then
Fuel low.
we'll make another dive.
Energy low.
You know, of course this is going to happen. All right. Can I put... Yes, I can. Why, yes, I can. I am. Well, I'm kind of hoping that maybe I find the source of the frickin' radiation on the ship. I could be wrong, to be quite honest. I'm sort of losing faith on that. And I'm pretty sure that we've lost the majority of these ores, but again, we're... Man, it is taking no time at all. Let's test something. Let's seal up the atmosphere. I feel like the ship is too big to go down in, but we'll test it. Yeah, I ain't getting in there with the ship. Okay. Could go over here in the shadow and try to build a drone. How am I set for parts at the moment? Let's talk about parts. Hell, there's probably enough there to do the majority of the repairs on. Well, yeah. I could probably fix the two thrusters that are broken. Uh, One thing we need to do, I'm just going to go into the trash removal and just suspend trash because reality is those bags would not disappear anyway. Okay, we are a lot closer to the entrance. Now, if I depressurize, do I start getting irradiated? No. If I open this up. No. So if I were to take let's let's see here. Okay. That puts the door right at the opening. I no longer really have a method to my madness. I am just trying to collect what I can to make what we are going through here as valuable as possible, and I feel like the uranium is a good way to do that. And it sure ain't much for uranium, is it? Okay, next dip down there, we go after the ship again. If I could figure out where in the world what I need is a drone. I don't have the stuff to make ion thrusters. Okay, I'm still losing radiation here. Ions is what I need right now. So with ions, I can make a little tug to bring the hydrogen tank out. I guess I could make a little hydrogen tug and just give it some fuel off of the ship. Let's try it. I am going to need a access to make a small connector inset. Ugh. That would need to be temporary, I think. Well, I guess if I build the right kind of drone, it doesn't need to be. Let's get crazy for a minute, shall we, folks? Let's get a plate. Ugh. Okay.
Inventory full.
Yeah, I did not want to do any digging, but I do feel like this operation does call for supplies that we just don't have yet.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
All right. Is there anything? Small tubes. So we're going to need an assembler before we can. All right, little ship. I'm trying not to cut you to pieces. But we may be running out of options. We're down to 50% of our hydrogen. That's not good. All right. Let's dive for parts. Maybe we'll get lucky. To go. Ooh, running into the rocks is not going to help. I think I just ran myself back out. I did. All right. If I wanted to. Let's see if. I'm going to die. Like I'm fixing to die. Like I'm not at all surprised by this. Like I've already been kind of planning for it. Just gonna let this thing sit here and make parts. Production. let's go try to dive for parts and make the death worthy. All right. Okay. Okay. Yep, that one's just falling straight down to the planet.
Low health. Your health is critical.
Ah. Oh well. We'll get it back.
Your health is low. Fuel low. Energy low.
All right. I did it again. I got turned around as I came inside. All right. Sorry, got super focused there and didn't realize I was talking. Uh, all right, so I feel like we're slowly succeeding. I want to be able to bring that battery and the hydrogen tank back out. Like that's kind of what my goal is right now is as a salvager. Oop, that was dumb. There we go. I really wish we could put Splitsy's favorites on here, but since we don't know which mod is causing the corruption issues, I ain't messing around with it. This thing is so bloody slow. And try again in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Dang it. All right. It don't have to be beautiful. It just needs to work for a minute. Tool block, drill. Not gonna lie, I'm half tempted to use the spectator tool to figure out where the freaking radiation's coming from because there ain't no gas coming out of anywhere. There's no green, and that's supposed to be part of what helps to kind of give it away. How much is that? That's more than enough. Way more than enough. I guess in the meantime, I can just keep making dives. Oh, don't drill up the frickin'. Oh, there's hydrogen on board. Uh-oh.
Low health. Your health is critical.
Aww.
Your health is low.
Okay.
Fuel low. Energy low.
Ooh, ow. About killed myself, literally. Okay. Not gonna lie, a little frustrated, but I do feel like we're making progress ever so slowly. Okay. Nice. Okay, so now we get up here. Hmm. How to get this thing? Oh, no, 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 no. I forgot all about the frickin'. Do I have everything on me? Dang it. I do not. Let's go down here and get some parts. It's going to make for an entirely separate issue.
Your health is low.
All right. I could try poking through the rocks some. Oh, I forgot to frickin' cool all the way off. I about did that again, y'all. Are you laughing at me yet? I'm laughing at me. Kind of feel like what I need to do. I could back these two off and use their components to get an assembler up. Did not realize I had filled up that much of my inventory with stone. That's alright. We'll let it process. It's already here. Might as well do it. Basic assembler. I think yep, it is. Not exactly sure how many it was I needed, but I needed a few. Okay, I'm gonna sit here and let my body cool off for a moment. Um, all right. I'm trying to think. If I use one hydrogen tank, one thruster in each direction, mag plates do not. I'm trying to like start my plan as to how this is going to work. Eventually, we're going to have to worry about power too. All right, let's go. Honestly, kind of thought right there by that patch of green would be one of the sources. Just a little exploratory flight. I'm not trying to. Okay, so while that's cooling off, we'll work on building this little drone. Let's go. Can I get away with... There's got to be a few extra plates in here. Okay. I'll make it work. Interior. Just looking for something to stop them from falling. Temporarily. Okay. Let's do... We'll do a mag plate. Not that big. Excellent. Okay. So let's come backwards off of him. Like so. And then let's do small hydrogen tank. And let's do, actually before we even do that, let's do conveyor, small hydrogen, conveyor, small hydrogen. Okay. Let's do remote control. Let's do camera. Let's put it up here just to make it easier to see over whatever we're tugging. Okay. Hydrogen thruster. That is every direction but forward. And that'll take care of forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 in the back, 1 in the front. 2 of those. Oh, that was my warning that I need to leave for my appointment soon. I have not put a battery on here yet. Can I get to... Okay. got that one done. We got that one done. We got that one done. Now I need... I'll be right back.
Energy low. Health low. Health critical. Your health is low. Fuel low. Energy low.
Sorry about that, folks. That was my wife, and when my wife calls, she gets priority one. All right, so we are unfortunately out of time. We still got a little bit of work we need to do on our little drone out here. We need to put some sort of a battery on it. And then we're going to have to temporarily put an H2O2 gen, and I'm going to have to run over to that rock right there and grab some of the ice in order to load it up with hydrogen. And then we may actually go ahead and move that H2O2 temporarily over here and grab more of that ice and refuel the ship. But once we do that, we will be able to take this down into there from up here and start bringing components back up here to take and components to keep, um, as well as possibly maybe even change this out to a drilling rig and try to do some exploration and figure out where the leak is. Because if there's a reactor down there in the rock, I want to capture it. Like I want it. I want the parts because I can either attach it to the drone or I can attach it to the ship, but it becomes energy creation at that point. So I think we have a good start. It was much better than yesterday, to be perfectly honest. I'm not entirely sure that could have gotten much worse than yesterday, but we have, for the moment, started bringing things under control. So this is where we're going to hold up at. As far as this save, I'm probably going to reserve it for Tuesdays and Thursdays for the moment. I'm going to keep Space Engineers 2 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to try to start posting the streams up at bare minimum on YouTube and Twitch as to when they're coming, but I'm also having to do this based on my medical status every day because I'm going to be struggling for a bit, and there's no guarantee that I'm out of the water yet. So um, just be patient with me. We'll make this as fun as we can, and we'll go from there. In the meantime, my name is Zai. You've been hanging out here today with Draconics Inc. If you've enjoyed what you've watched, please feel free to subscribe or follow or any of those things. I'm not, I have goals, yes, but I'm not going to go out here and nag people about it. That's just not what I'm interested in. But know that I'm typically here Monday through Friday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. And if I'm not, it's because medically I just can't. I will try to do better. I want to create a good place to put up posts at, and I need to kind of get with everybody to find out where they would like to watch out for that information. But in the meantime, I will see everybody tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.